We are going to start the weekly discussion in English medium. We have about 1 hour. We have the conventional appointed sutta. So before going to the sutta, if anyone wishes to come out with a suggestion, interview report or any valuable report, we can take little time. Otherwise, we are going to go to the conventional sutta, appointed sutta.
Any Kumara, do you have anything to present, or we'll go to
Sorry, Bhante. No, there is nothing from this end, Bhante.
Okay, then we will start the Dhamma discussion. Actually, we were discussing connected discourses, Sangyutta Nikaya, and we are at Devata Sangyutta and Nandana Vagga. So we have to discuss the number 4, the 4th sutta. It is called Kattiya Sutta. It's going like this. I'll read the Pali verse. Ekamantang tithakosa devata bhagavato santike imangathang abasi. Kattiyo dipadang setto balivaddo chatuppadang. Komari setta bhariyanang yocha puttana pubbajoti. I'll read it again. Kattiyo dipadang setto balivaddo chatuppadang. Komari setto bhariyanang yocha puttana pubbajoti. Read the Sinhala translation. Ekat paseka siti e deviteme bhagathun wahanse samīpehi me gaya kīya. Depa ඇත්තවුන් අතුරෙන් ක්ෂත්‍රියයා ශ්‍රේෂ්ඨය. සිව්පාවුන් අතුරෙන් ගවයා ශ්‍රේෂ්ඨය. භාර්යාවන් අතුරෙන් බාල කාලයේහි පාවා ගන්නා ලද්දී ශ්‍රේෂ්ඨය. පුතුන් අතුරෙන් වැඩිමහල්ලා ශ්‍රේෂ්ඨය. Then Buddha replies, Sambuddho dipadang setto ajaniyo chatuppadang. Sussusa setta bhariyanang yocha puttana massavoti. So, බුදුරජාණන් වහන්සේගේ පිළිතුර දෙපා ඇත්තවුන් අතුරෙන් බුදුරජාණන් වහන්සේ ශ්‍රේෂ්ඨයහ. සිව්පාවුන් අතුරෙන් ආජානීය අශ්වයා ශ්‍රේෂ්ඨය. භාර්යාවන් අතුරෙන් හිමියා පිනවන්නේ ශ්‍රේෂ්ඨය. පුතුන් අතුරෙන් කීකරු වූයේ ශ්‍රේෂ්ඨයි. So I'll invite Venerable Dhammajiva to recite the English translations.
Excuse me, Swaminatha. So this is the Devata Sangyutta, the 14th Devata Sangyutta section of the Sangyutta Nikaya, and this is the 14th sutta, the Kattiya. And I'll just mention that a Kattiya is a person, a man from the warrior class. And so the verse goes like this. The Kattiya is the best of bipeds, the ox the best of quadrupeds. A maiden is the best of wives, the firstborn the best of sons. And in the Buddha's verse, Buddha says, the Buddha is the best of bipeds, a steed the best of quadrupeds, an obedient woman is the best of wives, a dutiful boy is the best of sons. That's it. That's all from this side, Bhante.
What do you say? Do you have anything to add?
Well, Bhante, there wasn't any commentary for this one. In the Bhikkhu Bodhi commentary, there was no commentary, so that's it.
Comment from Bhikkhu Bodhi? Nothing?
And nothing from Bhikkhu Bodhi.
The commentator is from the Devata side, not the Buddha side. So therefore, they can't give an interpretation. Whatever the Buddha says, they give misinterpretation. Translation is misleading. So therefore, they are giving the values and the translation from the materialistic point of view. Buddha is giving from the religious point of view. So when this translation happens, these followers of the commentator may or may not be correct. So therefore, these are very poor step verses. Words are very, very precious. And the translation is very, very vague and very mild. So therefore, you can get completely opposite. That is what happened in the translation of the Sanskrit verses. Yeah, word-to-word connection is very connotative or denotative ideas are very different. So therefore, whatever the commentator says, කොවිලේ කපුවා කියන දේ තමයි අපි පිළිගන්නේ. කපුවා දෙයියෝ කියන දේ කරනවාද ගන්න කියනවාද අර එන මිනිස්සුගේ කල්ලි කඩා ගන්න යනවාද කියලා දන්නේ නැහැ. He's the mediator. The කපුවට මොකක්ද කියන්නේ? Mentor. The mediator. Mediator is utterly shrewd. He knows this is what the God says. Ultimately, people shivering and say, you have to pay this much. Yes, everything goes to the Kapua's pocket. That is what happened in Dhammajiva. That is what happened in Atamattan. Every year, people are coming with first job, first car, first marriage. They come and give anything. And the Kapua represents the God. That is what the Khattiya means. King is the God. That is why the English God. American church, American president. And Greek king. And everywhere, Devyanwansa. They call Devyanwansa conventional God. And that's why people are so much behind the president, to be president. Because everyone is above. They are the worst cases. Always with drunkards. Always with prostitutes. Always with gambling. And they are coming and it's an aura and all the kind of thing. That psychopathic can cause psychopathic situation. So therefore, whenever someone is looking at that, what is this world? What is the education? What is the law? What is the money? What is the paper advertisement? And what is the pharmaceutical industry? Utterly corrupted, utterly man-made. I don't know what they are going to achieve. Because they have enough money. They have enough fame. But we don't like people like us thinking about it. අපි ඒගොල්ලන්ට වැඩි උඩින් කල්පනා කරනවා පේන්න බෑ. They kill us. Because we don't have anything. But the Buddha gave directly pumping the knowledge, so we can live very simply without so much of conspiracy and without so much of money and gambling and womanizing, nothing. We are having so much of the genuine pleasure. So therefore, these translations are never happen with that transcendental kind of knowledge. They happen with the worldly knowledge. So that is why, lucky enough, commentator says, I have nothing to say. No remarks means good remarks. No news means good news. So therefore, we have to understand that the good wife is, she is satisfying the husband. But the translation in the English is different. And the good boy is, Putta means both the girls and boys. So separate, not the separate. Putta means the progeny. And the beautiful boy. Oh, beautiful girl. So that is not the pharmaceutical industry. Even the Buddha is appreciating. So these are the points we have to understand to whom we are talking about and what are the interpretations, what are the interpretation of the commentator, and what are the interpretation we feel while we are meditating, what is the best for our meditation, what is the best for our sensuous pleasure or sexual pleasure. They are separate worlds, they are separate realms. So therefore don't get mixed up with. Don't interpret anything to others because he is a different person. He is with the different values. We have no right to poke into others. We can just say this stanza. The God, the celestial being is asking. They have to be there and be happy, asking questions. Still they are asking questions. Bloody fools. දෙයියෝ කියන්නේ වස මේ මෝඩරලා. උන්ට අපිට තරම්වත් මෙහෙම කතා කරන්න ඉන්නේ වෙන්න වෙලාවක් නැහැ. අපි දෙයියෝ වදින. දෙයියන්ට වැන්දර කමක් නැහැ. උන්ට පූජාවට දෙන්න තෝ බඩගින්නින්දයි දීපල්ලා. අපි මේ භාවනා කරන කෙනෙක් එක්ක සංසන්දනය කරන්න යන්න එපා.
ස්වාමීන් වහන්සේ, you better talk in English.
Yeah. Don't compare it with the meditators' values and those who are giving interpretation without meditation. Venerable Dhammika, right from the beginning he told, you read the commentaries, but these commentaries are utterly blind. But anyway, there is no other way. Therefore, commentaries you have to believe. But take your own opinion and share it with. What is the best for meditation? What was best before we became a monk? We had our values. And after that, we are best thing is our solitude. We are ready to sacrifice anything for the sake of solitude, our khatya, our wife, our sons, our values, everything becomes null and void. So therefore, the interpretation is not, no interpretation is the best under such circumstances. So therefore, try to understand, to maximize your solitude and to be mind that is being prepared for anything, that's the best for meditating. But this is asking not for the meditator, this is also Deva and the human world. And these are the Hinduistic values. They are believing God. But if you are not believing God, why we worry? And the Buddha is giving an answer. So there is not just go ahead and you are not valuable, even though we are telling. So therefore we have to understand Buddha is the best. So it is self-actualization. Mamai Loka. Buddha is telling, I am not the king, I am king's king. So it appears like the God is the best. Who the hell going to say no? That is what the other believer says. Our God is the God. Your God is not. Only one God. So they believe more than their life. So how can we find fault with this? Buddha says, I am the best. Yes, it is good for Buddha. We are Buddhist, not for the others. But when you are meditating, that gives you an answer. If you are in bewildered mind, pay respect to the Buddha and understand the value of the Buddha, then mind becomes calm. That we can verify. But this Buddhist understanding the virtues of the Buddha as a means to be mindful and to go and to get the concentration, not for others, not for itself. So therefore, have some values till that you become Nibbana. But when you go to Nibbana, your all that Saddha, everything will shut off. But this is not the ultimate state, this is half state. God and Deva and human values these. Buddha has full right to express himself and the God has full right to ask it from the Buddha, because Buddha is omniscient. But Buddha's omniscient character is only for the Buddhists. Others don't believe. They believe God is everything. So therefore, we have to understand, we have to value everyone's interpretation. But most important thing is your own interpretation. And if you do not have, no harm. Just like no commentary. Please carry on. Present moment is the best. This place is the best. I am the best. Here, now, I am. It is no self-aggrandization. That's the starting point. Ultimately, you meditate till you have no here, no now, no me. Till that you have to meditate. That is what I thought of sharing as my idea.
My answer there from our side there is no any comment, but I suggest to go to the next sutta, which is also talking something which is actually connected with another area. Shall we go to the next sutta?
I promote discussion rather than just keep on reading. Individually we can read in the room. But if someone can express, someone can share their views, then we can make the sutta something tangible, something incorporated. Otherwise we just keep on reading. That individually we can do it.
Yeah. Any comments? Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. I'm from here.
Excuse me, Swaminatha, this is Dhammajiva. I just noticed, I was thinking about this sutta a little bit this morning, and I noticed that the Deva is coming from a very sort of, like the Katiya is the best of bipeds. So if that's a warrior, then, strength and power are very important. And then the ox is a very strong creature. So the ox is the best of quadrupeds. So, strength and power is very important. And a maiden is, when I looked in the dictionary, that's a virgin. So that's the best of wives, a really beautiful young woman. And then the firstborn is the best of sons. I guess, like that's the most dear to you because it was the first child that your first child, and it's your son, and, you love him so much. So there's this sort of grasping at, they say in Buddhism, I guess, that our relatives are the most difficult thing for us to let go of. So there again, we're sort of grasping at ourself and our self-image. So you can see that Deva is really speaking from all these values that are kind of the opposite of Buddhism, So then, that's what came out for me was this, and I think you were speaking about that too, Bhante, that, people are very driven by these sort of values of, like countries are very driven by power, and, politicians are driven by, by their self-image and trying to, get people to do what they want. And so power, again, it's sort of like if you look at the United States, it's a very powerful country, and there's this power and seeking. There's this, seeking for money and possessions. So I just see this Deva speaking about some of the values that are making things difficult, causing suffering, I guess you could say, if we're really seeking for just power and sensual pleasures, then we will suffer a lot. So we should have more of these other, qualities like caring for other people and trying to maybe understand things better than, if we're making power and sensual pleasures our top priority, then we don't understand, ourselves or other people very well, and we maybe try to manipulate people and control people and just for money. So if we're more coming from a balanced human relationship with life, then we care about our people that are around us, and that we work with people in a community sort of collective way. So this is what I thought. That's my thoughts on this, Swaminatha.
As a remark, I thank you because Deva is raising human values, not the Deva values. We are expecting to become Deva Loka and Deva values. The bloody Devas are looking still on the human values. We are talking human values. They don't have kings. They don't have cows. They don't have wives. They don't have children. That's what the Deva means. The bloody fellow, after going there, looking at this shit, he is talking to the Buddha, luckily. So if he is going to come and talk to us, we will worship it and tell him the Deva is the correct. That is what the bloody fools, the bloody whole English Buddhists are doing. Respecting Deva. They are utter fools. They are away from the common sense. And the Buddha is giving somebody who is human, but leading to Buddhahood. Buddha is the best. But other values you have to have. Ajaniya means thoroughbred. Thoroughbred means a horse. Thoroughbred cow also very important. Bull. And that is also, thoroughbred translated as the horses. It's blind. And the maiden wife, present day not available. So soon after they become the attentive age, and they go to the males. And they entertain it. Ultimately, the marriage, not available. It is not concerned also into the rest. And the beautiful boy and the beautiful girl. Impossible, because pharmaceutical can do any ugly person beautiful. Any archie can be Manamali. So that is how it happens now. So therefore, these are all what science. This is what we call all the top of the education. Completely destroying normal values. So therefore, we have to understand when you are renouncing the word, we are renouncing this camouflage. We are renouncing this utter, how do you call, show-off, facelifting. And that became worse when the social media came. Everything shown is a falsified. Nothing valuable. But we can't be without that. Because our eyes are believing in the makeshift and the beautification. Because we like beautification. So therefore, renunciation, but the renounced lot, the monks, utterly lost. They are again chasing behind the king. They are chasing behind the cows. They are chasing behind the maiden girls, expecting beautiful children or helping getting beautiful children. Because they are in the Rupa Loka. Rupa means still they have some values. But when the Rupa is become subtle Rupa or Arupa, we all become just a camouflage or just a sanya, perception. So that is how it goes in 3 layers, and we are in the middle. We have not completely given up the Kama world. We are not completely gone to the Arupa world. We are in the Rupa Loka, at a time Kama Loka, at a time Arupa Loka, and there we can see these values from the different perspectives. One another comment.
Actually, I have seen this Buddha. Actually, they were telling Yocha Puttana Pubba Jyoti. So it is translated as the elder son. But Buddha is giving Yocha Puttana Massavoti. That means the obedient son. So basically there may be several sons among them. So this deity is simply telling, okay, whoever came first is the best one. But Buddha reinterprets it, telling it is not the very first one, rather the one who is obedient. So it's a little bit of changes there. So there may be different sons, but who is obedient, who is the good son, is where Buddha has given based on the qualities, not just because the one who has come first. That's also a little difference that Buddha has introduced to the Deva's interpretation.
Yeah, it is literally you can understand, but the first son is going to get the next kingship. When the king is giving the kingship, the first son, whether beautiful or not. That is why the kings are being killed by 48% by the son in Sri Lanka, due to this problem. The elder son is expecting that I am the Yuvaraja, or the expected thing that is decided. But king is living too long. So the first son don't get a chance to become king. And Nepal it happened. And in Israel also it happened. Oman. So the father is living long. The son is waiting. What the hell? I kill, he becomes. And that's why the Brutus came to be. And in Sri Lanka, 48% of the kings are being killed by in an inside job. So therefore, best is the first son. But the Buddha says most obedient. There are no obedient sons on the earth. Everyone hates parents. All the children are hating parents. Like saying, oh, no obedience. If obedience is, that is show off. That is direct, just to satisfy. We also do the same. Otherwise, if we cannot be a monk. Parents are not happy. They are happy to, they are happy, they say, you must be with us. But we are disobedient. And after ordination, we are the best sons. No harm, no doubt. So this is how these values, very difficult to have single option. Lot of other options can happen, but we monks can see from the different perspective because we have renounced. But still we are working with the worldly people, and we have to have a king, we have to have cows, we have to have beautiful girls, we have to have children. But they are not us, they are not our ones, they are there. But how can you, therefore, Buddha gave Gota Pramana, Dhamma Pramana. How we value something. Why appearance? Rupa Pramana. Gota Pramana. How much popularity people get, we get attracted. Loka Pramana. Those who are very austere, very true, higher popularity. But no one go by Dhamma. Dhamma Pramana is not there. So this is Pramana Sutta. So therefore, we have to understand our values and Pramana changing as we develop in the Sila Visuddhi, Chitta Visuddhi, Ditthi Visuddhi or Vipassana Jnana. So therefore, we must not arrive at a decision, this is not the definite article, but indefinite article. Then we can proceed. There's another idea of this.
Firstly, I have a comment. I wonder whether you would agree with this comment. There's a simile now. If you look, the pictures are seen. They all look armed and dangerous. So there's again the Ajani. So there's a simile. Today's politicians would typically pursue power, weaponization, and it's the same with the Devas. So the pursuit of continuity through children or looking for partners. So is Buddha highlighting the material reality? And so I'm siding with you in that maybe there is more of a revelation of the ignorance than what is right. So that is my comment on the weaponization, pursuit of power and beauty, and no substance within. That is my comment. And I have a small, you mentioned 3 points that we pursue beauty, fame. Third point, you mentioned it wasn't clear. Kindly comment on that.
We are living in the forest and we are very frugal life, also very popular. So that's why people are now coming to the west, coming to the Himalayas and to the India to see. And that is why I try to explore that from the spiritual to a we try to give them just to go and sit. That is why I like this Katakanya. You will come and sit, no religion. You can just be. Birds are there. Then you feel the freedom. And that is we call life. We are not into too much of food, so much of housing and so much of medicine. We just thrive. So that is also this food. That's the Schumacher's idea. So the Buddha recognized that is also very tricky thing. People are living daytime in a very frugal life. And talking about the vegetarianism and vegan and evening, they go to the street foods and entertain all the kind of things. So this is the politics. So therefore, when the early part of your question is Deva, Deva means two, but the Brahma is one. Brahma has no weapon. Brahma is a long beard and hair and have a medicine on the hand and water. The Brahma. No second person. And the partner is there. Third is the human world. Third person. Eka Deva, Eka Brahma, Eka Deva, Tuna Grama. Three living together means it's a village. 4
Quarrel.
Up to 3 quarreling each other, fighting. So we are happy to be with people. That means we are so happy with the quarreling each other and fighting each other and kind of thing. So that is you select. If you select Brahma, thousands of years of age, and you don't look down to the Deva world, the human world, because it's a filthy. But they look at the Buddha. The Buddha is still above. Brahma, Deva, Deva. So we people respecting Brahma and Deva, being the Buddha is the best. So therefore, what you select, what class you are selecting, what coherent group you are selecting, among there are values. But there may be some another higher coherent group. It is not relevant to this Gatha. Because Deva is asking another Deva world and the human world. Buddha is giving the apt answer, adaptable answer, but no one is talking about the Brahma. Brahma is supreme. No two persons. Individual. That is called Brahmacharya. When we are living individually, called Brahmacharya, we are Brahman. Nothing to prove and no true, because we don't like seeing people, we don't like hearing people, we don't like smell of the nothing. Be unto yourself. Even you are in a huge gathering, you can be Brahman. It's a Brahman. That is called Sunyada. So therefore, this value system is called in the Jesus. When your surprises happen, in Sri Lanka, one value. Indonesian value is different. And Malaysia different. Singapore different. Different shadow values, shadow prices. And they are very floating. In Sri Lanka was fixed. In Burma, now it is I think 10,000. 370 came back 3, and all these are floating. So dollar itself is floating. What does it mean? Well, it's the target itself of floating. So dollar is dollar value of gold, but gold is lost. Now it's a piece of paper, and people are printing money, and the government printing, it is value. People printing, criminal. So what the hell? Yes, because you are using money. So much you are interested. If you are not using money, people say impossible. No, possible. I have lived 40 years as the happiest person. Many monks are keeping little bit for the bus fare. They are suffering so much for that petty and penny thing. If you don't need no any traveling, no need any bus fare. If someone is asking to take care about the transport, I don't like. So that kind of a value system, even the Buddha took Bodhisattva he had. At that time Buddha was not there. So he gained that, he valued this frugal life he as a Bodhisattva. And once become a Buddha and establishing the monk order, Sangha, he gave everything. Everyone is try to sneak and try to violate it little bit, ultimately according to their suffering, because of their value system. So therefore we have to understand the Brahma values, Deva values, human values at the village level and human values at the quarreling. And we are now in the quarreling world. It's called Kali Yuga. So nothing, don't expect two people to live together. Three people, fighting. And we think, no, this man must not fight. No, there is no such a thing. Everything can happen. We are living with people means quarreling, fighting each other. But we can't live alone because of food, because of dwelling, because of clothing, because of medicine. So use them, they are minimum. Not that you have a fear of luxurious food, no fear of luxurious housing, but they are atireka labha, except just live. That's like a wild elephant or wild lion living. The way That is what the monk means. So therefore, you have to understand the value system according to the sphere. Deva sphere, Brahma sphere, human sphere, village, town, kingdoms, and lay life, the ordained life. Accordingly changes. That is called shadow values.
We have a comment from our side.
9:20, 2 minutes, 20 minutes. I prefer views. I prefer different experiences and sharing, and that is what the discussion. And each day we will take the sutta and discuss about our own experience. 17. We had the interfaith discussion in BMITS. 4 leaders and about 70 odd number of audience, and Thero was there, and I asked the Hindu Swami, you have come closer to the Buddha's teaching, and you have mentioned to me that Shankaracharya mentioned that God has 2 facets. One thing is Nirguna, other thing is Saguna. Nirguna means no qualities, no attribution, no manifestation. Saguna means some qualities. Then he says, Bhante, you are telling is correct. I told him, if I am wrong, please let me know. And Saguna means, we call it Deva, God. Then people can think about something. They have never seen the God. But no attribution means that's the purest. So, when that idea came from the Hinduistic point of view, Buddhism disappeared from India. Everyone started to follow Shankaracharya. And he wrote Nirvana Shatakam. Siddhananda Rupa Shivoha Shivoha. I asked Swami to recite it, we don't have time. And he says, I am not Patavi, I am not Apo, I am not Tejo, I am not Vayu, I am not Panchakosa, I am say this and that. I am just Shiva. No attribution. So that is what we call boring. That's why we call monotonous and sleepy. That's why we call not interested in. Whenever it becomes Nirguna, Anidassana, and Appatithita, you can't entertain it because the entertainer is not there. That is being well expressed. He attributed that to the sunyata. Sunyata is meant to something negative, but no attribution, no manifestation. Then the one Catholic lady just told, just be. It went so much, and Thero was pushing to bring that as much as possible. So this is what, when the Deva Brahma exceeded, the Buddha appears. Buddha is nothing. People make statues and Dhatu Vandana, all the kind of things. Those are attributions. Those are imposed things. Buddha is Deva. Buddha is Brahma. Brahmati Brahma. Then people can comprehend. Otherwise, people working with these worldly values, this is no attribution, Nirguna and Nirkriya. Nishkriya also it is there. Guna means we can communicate. What is communicable is misleading. What is communicable is misleading. So that is what the education means. Something communicable. Never the truth. Ultimately, they go away from the moral shame and moral shame. I told, present day education is a hidden curriculum. I told Tara is the secretary to the ministry. I told her, he is not happy to study that. He promotes education. I told, yes, because also for education, but go with mindfulness. So there may be some kind of moral shame and the moral fear. Healthy shame and the healthy fear. So therefore, it happens in absolute when you become alone. Shame and moral fear is a common, it's a social aspect. But you are perfect. No morality as far as you are alone. So today religious means gathering. The mass services. It must be there. We came up with that. But we must go to that unmanifested, anidasana, nirguna situation, then we can't discuss. Therefore, to have the discussion, we must have certain amount of ignorance, certain amount of tanha. So therefore, Chandra Dhamma, don't keep on reading, then no attribution. We will just keep on, but attribution means we have to impose. This is how I look at it. Then my foolishness others can measure. I think it is a blessing. So therefore, we have to commit. We are get committed by expressing, and then others can say, you have this kind of weaknesses and foolishness, then you have precise.
Yes, I feel when the Buddha is answering this question, when he says he is the highest and he is the supreme, he is opening for discussion. But the Deva is not getting the message. In most of the discussions in this Samyutta Nikaya, that is what I see. And there are some discourses where they ask the question to see whether the Buddha knows. And then they say, I have seen after a long time someone who has achieved that state. So those type of things are there as well.
Deva also, among the Deva also different meditative levels. Some people take the Buddha as a omniscient. Some people say as a good advice about the worldly life and good advice about the secluded life. Yes, they are there. But everything must be leading to that no attribution. That's why the Buddha is. But today people know the Buddha by statues, by dhatu, by Buddha puja. That means they have to have some attribution. Otherwise they can't understand Buddha. So famously, Venerable famously passed away, and Rani Rajapaksa's son and that Niranta Arenda, he has written, but how can we respect him? So he has written a nice article and says, by practicing, we can respect him. He was the pioneer of the person introducing mindfulness, even before Nilambe. And then Anula, from UK, New Zealand has mentioned, Buddha, that is the best, rather than beating drums and giving dana. I mean, they are good. But be mindful. Each time, when you are mindful, we respect. Yesterday, we did Uposatha here, 6 months. And this Uposatha establishment was done by the patronage of Venerable famously. Started, I told, please remember, he was doing this kind of a thing. We are doing Uposatha for the second time. 6 months. It's a big thing. You have to respect him. Remembering him. He has already gone. So therefore, you can respect in different ways, but best respect is silence. Be silent, be mindful, mind on business, thanks to our teachers. But they are not celebrated, they are not standing on ceremonies. They are utterly cultural. I am not telling foolish, but it's a child game. They have to behave like elders, but people think we have no values. That is why we are not participating in his funeral and go and pay respect to the body and kind of that. Oh, it's a funeral. I told I have no doubt to go and have participation because I remember. This Padiyamadru passed away. And he has helped me a lot to go for this. This was a Mysore village and Asadiyamadru. So I pay respect. Whatever I do, I remember it. And Panapiti went there and passed my idea, and Panapiti will go. So when we were famously funeral also, he asked, I know what you are not coming. What is your idea? I told you know, you are correct. Being here, I conduct a meditation with him. I'm respecting him. That is the way we can do it. So therefore, many people think by respecting, we have to beat drums. We have to have so much of flowers, so much of intensity, and go to this and that. Not here now I am. Not here, but there. Not here, the funeral is tomorrow. And not me, but him. Oh, no. As far as you are here and now, So from the Buddha to all the lineage, they are respected by silence. But that is never been taught in our Dhamma, never been taught in our Paripirivana, never been taught in our great 10 Buddhism. They are always making ceremonies that is the gathering. So Catholic Father, Hindu Swami and Muslims, they are masters for gathering. Then I thought Buddha also had some great gathering, but Buddha never forgotten about the mindfulness. Best way to teach the Buddha, treat the Buddha, is to be silent. No, it's not expensive. There's nothing to go there. Even aware. That is what I thought of. Maybe I am talking from my personal view, because I don't like it, traveling all the way and pay respect. And instead we have a theoretical answer given by the Buddha. Appear like it is like using it for my own benefit. Yes, I accept. Yes. 9:31. If there are no
comments, Swaminatha, then we can wind up the session.
We can sum up.
Yeah. So I invite Venerable Dhammavijita to make the sharing of merits.
Excuse me, Swaminatha. Thank you very much for your teaching today. And we'd like to share the merits of the teaching. May our relatives and all beings share in the merit produced by today's teaching. May all celestial beings share in the merit produced by today's teaching. And may the celestial beings protect the Dhamma exposition and dispensation of the Buddha and his disciples for a very long time. And perhaps the seeds of the Buddha's teaching that have been planted in our hearts and minds may grow, producing path, fruition, and nibbana. I invite you to join in the recitation of the traditional Pali verses for sharing the merits.